Ah, seeker, hear this truth, born of my own struggles and meditations beneath the Bodhi tree. Life, like the river's flow, teaches us through solitude and connection. Let us reflect on the power that resides within the soul of one who dwells alone, not as exile but as choice, finding wisdom and strength in quietude. Long ago, I, too, wrestled with the illusions of this world, believing fulfillment to be in the hands of others. Yet, through solitude, I discovered this: the self holds the key to liberation. As the forest provides shelter and the stream offers water, so does solitude nourish the mind, allowing clarity to emerge. The solitary life becomes a crucible where distractions are burned away, leaving only truth. Consider the one who chooses aloneness with purpose. Her energy is not scattered like leaves in the wind, but centered, strong as the mountains. In her quietude, she does not simply withdraw but communes with the deepest truths of existence. Her thoughts become her companions, her emotions her teachers. Her magnetic field, untainted by the chaos of others, shines bright like the moon's reflection on still waters. When alone, the mind ceases its ceaseless mirroring of others. It becomes as the clear sky after a storm. Neural pathways, the rivers of thought, flow freely, unblocked by the debris of external demands. The prefrontal mind strengthens, cultivating wisdom, compassion, and discernment. This woman, alone but not lonely, grows into one who walks the middle path, unshaken by praise or blame. Reflect on this: each morning, she wakes without absorbing another's energy. Her breath moves freely, untroubled by the storm of another's mood. This space allows the arising of neural coherence, the mind and heart beating in unison. It is like the song of a well-tuned lute, harmonious and pure. Her electromagnetic field radiates outward, strong and clean, touching others not with dependency but with balance. Ah, but this path is not without trial. When the heart beats fast with anxiety or the mind fills with longing, she must sit as I once sat, unmoving beneath the tree. To observe the storm without clinging, to let go of the craving for validation, is to step closer to nirvana. By facing such struggles, she discovers emotional independence, a jewel beyond measure. Her growth does not isolate her. No, it connects her to the universe's greater rhythms. Like the lotus that blooms in muddy waters, her solitude transforms her into one who brings peace to all she meets. Others, drawn to her steady energy, find in her a reflection of their own potential. So, seeker, learn this: the solitude you fear may be the gateway to the enlightenment you seek. Embrace the quiet. Dwell within the self. Know that in choosing solitude, you are not retreating from the world but becoming whole within it. Hear now, dear seeker, the wisdom born of my own trials and enlightenment, as I share the truth of living with oneself, drawn from the still waters of contemplation and the flames of struggle. When one retreats into solitude, not out of despair but as a deliberate path, profound transformations arise, like the lotus blooming untouched in the muddy waters. Imagine the nervous system, intricate and delicate, adapting itself to the constant storms of others' emotions. When you dwell alone, it is as though the winds quiet, and the mind becomes a clear lake reflecting the moon. Strong emotions, joy, sorrow, anger, become mirrors, not burdens. Without others to entangle your feelings, you learn to observe and master them. This is the alchemy of emotional sovereignty, turning the raw ore of emotion into the gold of understanding. I once sat beneath the Bodhi tree, seeking answers to the turbulence within. Alone, I found stillness, and stillness gave rise to clarity. Modern thinkers may speak of neural pathways or coherent energy states. I say to you, the mind aligns with the truth when unburdened by external distractions. Solitude rewires the spirit. It turns loneliness into strength, for the mind learns to reside in its own sanctuary. When the heart beats faster in fear or anger, the one living in solitude learns to breathe deeply and witness this rhythm as a passing wave. No longer does one cling to the shore, seeking validation from others. Instead, like a mountain unmoved by the wind, the solitary one finds calm. This calm is not emptiness but fullness, a fullness born of self-reliance. Emotional storms pass, and what remains is the unshakable core of being. Consider this: each morning, you awaken not to the noise of others' needs, but to your own breath, your own thoughts. This is a gift, for the energy within you grows untainted. The ancients did not speak of electromagnetic fields, yet they knew the power of undistracted presence. The solitary mind becomes a beacon, its clarity drawing others not out of need, but out of admiration for its peace. Those who dwell alone often find their path illuminated by unexpected insights. As I discovered under the Bodhi tree, the truth of the universe is best heard in silence. When free of the cacophony of daily life, the mind aligns with the flow of all existence. This alignment, this coherence, draws opportunities and connections, not through force but through natural resonance. Like attracts like. The solitary one is not lonely, for the cells of the body hum with their own song. This is the song of authenticity, the body remembering its natural rhythm. When you cease adapting to others and live true to yourself, your very being transforms. Energy once spent managing others is now spent on self-growth, on the cultivation of wisdom, on the creation of harmony within. Hear this, seeker: the path of solitude is not escape but empowerment. It is the way of becoming whole, not dependent on the world, but offering your completeness to it. Walk this path with courage and see how it transforms both you and the world you touch. For what I share comes not from distant knowledge but from the depths of my own journey. When a soul chooses solitude, not as an escape but as a deliberate path, it opens a door to profound transformation. This truth I have known beneath the shade of the Bodhi tree, where silence spoke the loudest truths. The body, intricate and wise, holds the memory of every compromise, every moment when its true rhythm was bent to suit another's will. In solitude, this body begins its healing. Like a stream once obstructed, it flows freely, cleansing itself of the burdens it once bore. Living apart, without the constant entanglement of others' energies, the body returns to its natural state. It thrives, not merely survives, as if a dormant power is awakened. Consider the breath, that sacred rhythm of life. When alone, the breath finds its true pace. Stress fades, and the heart beats as it was meant to, steady and calm. In this state, the body repairs itself, for the energy it once spent adapting to others can now be used to nurture its own vitality. I have seen this truth in the lives of those who have walked this path. Their faces grow brighter, their spirits lighter, their bodies stronger. Even the mind, so often restless and clouded, finds clarity in solitude. Without the noise of others' needs and desires, the mind settles, like dust in still air. Thoughts sharpen, purpose emerges, and a wisdom arises that is not born of books but of being. This is the mind's true nature when unburdened by external interference. It does not wander aimlessly, it begins to chart its own course. Now, reflect on the spirit, the essence of being. In solitude, it shines as a lamp unshaded. No longer does it dim itself to match the light of others. Instead, it burns brightly, illuminating the path ahead. This light, this energy, is what draws others, not out of need but out of admiration for its brilliance. Those who master solitude do not seek validation, they become a source of it. Think on this: when alone, your energy is not scattered but concentrated. It is like water held in a still vessel, clear and pure. In the silence of solitude, your energy becomes coherent, harmonious. This harmony is felt by others, even if they do not understand its source. They are drawn not to what you lack but to what you possess in abundance: peace, purpose, and power. When I sat alone beneath the Bodhi tree, I did not find emptiness. I found fullness. Each breath was my teacher, each thought my guide. This is the gift of solitude, to know oneself without distortion, to see the world as it truly is. Those who walk this path are not isolated, they are united with the deeper truths of existence. Take this wisdom and walk with courage. Solitude is not a prison but a sanctuary. It is the fertile soil in which the seeds of your potential can grow. Embrace it, and you will not only transform yourself but also become a light for others in their own darkness. Hear me now, for I share this wisdom from my own path of awakening, born of struggle and insight. Long ago, I, too, walked a road where decisions were not my own, where external voices clouded the clarity of the mind. Solitude became my teacher, a quiet guide revealing truths hidden beneath the noise of the world. When one lives alone, the mind begins to strengthen, much like a tree growing deep roots in undisturbed soil. In solitude, the faculties of discernment, reflection, and resolve become sharpened. The mind no longer relies on the opinions of others. Instead, it learns to see clearly and trust its own knowing. This, I have learned, is the foundation of wisdom, trusting what arises within when external distractions fall away. I recall a lesson learned from observing the nature of thought. In solitude, the mind, free from the weight of others' judgments, begins to form what might be called patterns of skillful thought. Each decision made independently, each challenge met without reliance on others, lays a path for the next. It is as though the mind builds a sturdy bridge over turbulent waters, gaining confidence with every step taken. This is the way of self-reliance, a quality that grows stronger with practice. Consider this: when the mind ceases to seek approval from others, it discovers a quiet certainty within. This certainty, like a well-tended flame, grows brighter as it is fed by moments of trust and reflection. The wisdom of solitude reveals that true approval comes not from the world but from alignment with one's own heart and understanding. Such is the way of the awakened mind, free from the grasp of external validation. I have seen many who, living alone, have discovered a profound inner strength. Their thoughts, no longer scattered by the needs and energies of others, become focused and clear. With time, they learn to listen deeply to the subtle truths whispered by their hearts. This clarity is the root of creativity, the seedbed from which new ideas and solutions spring forth. It is the fertile ground where wisdom takes root and flourishes. The body, too, finds balance in solitude. When freed from constant adaptation to others, the body aligns with its natural rhythms. Breath slows, stress fades, and the energy once spent on external distractions is redirected toward healing and renewal. In this harmony of mind and body, a person becomes a vessel of peace and clarity, radiating a light that draws others not out of need but out of resonance. This is the beauty of solitude. It is not loneliness but fullness. To live alone is to walk the middle path, where one neither clings to the company of others nor rejects it entirely. Instead, solitude becomes a sacred space, a mirror reflecting the truth of one's nature. In this space, the mind and heart find their rightful place, balanced and free. Take this teaching, dear one, and reflect on it deeply. Solitude is not a void but a sanctuary, not an absence but a presence. Through its quiet embrace, the mind is purified, the heart is strengthened, and the soul discovers its own radiant light. Walk this path with courage, and you shall find a peace that surpasses all understanding. In the days of my searching, when the dust of doubt clouded my vision, I, too, sought answers to the struggles of the heart and mind. It was through silence and solitude that the truth was revealed, a lesson born not of words but of quiet knowing. Let me share what I have learned, so you may walk this path with wisdom and courage. When one is free from the ceaseless entanglements of others' energies, the creative force within grows clear and strong, like the water of a still lake. Creation is not merely the work of the hands, it is the shaping of one's path, the answering of life's questions, the weaving of one's destiny. Solitude provides the space for this force to emerge unbound, unclouded by the needs or thoughts of others. In the quiet of the self, the mind becomes fertile ground for imagination and insight. I have seen those who dwell in solitude, their minds unburdened by the noise of the world. They find their thoughts taking shape as new ideas, solutions, and visions. Their hearts, no longer swayed by the restless winds of others, become calm centers of power. Without the disruption of external influences, creativity flows like a river, steady and pure. This is the nature of the focused mind. It sees clearly, dreams boldly, and acts decisively. Reflect on this. When there is no one to draw upon your energy, it gathers within you, concentrated and potent. This is the essence of alignment, when your thoughts, emotions, and actions move as one. Such alignment attracts opportunities and opens doors, not through effort but through the natural resonance of your being. What you seek begins to seek you in return. But this power is not for oneself alone. The Buddha taught that each action ripples outward, affecting the whole. Those who live in harmony with themselves become lights in the darkness for others. When your energy is whole and undivided, you inspire others to see what is possible. You are not only creating your path, you are illuminating the paths of those around you. Solitude becomes not a retreat but a gift, both to oneself and to the world. The sages have said, when even a few walk in alignment with truth, the world begins to shift. Each act of self-trust, each moment of clarity, sends a vibration into the web of life. This is not magic, it is the natural law of connection. What you embody, you share. What you create, you give to the whole. Consider this, friend, in choosing to honor your path, you are not withdrawing from the world, you are transforming it. By living authentically, you show others the strength of self-reliance, the peace of inner harmony, and the beauty of a heart unburdened by fear. Such a life is not small, it is vast and full of meaning. Now, as you sit with these words, feel the truth in your being. You are not here by chance. The power you seek is already within you. Choose to honor it. Choose to live fully in its light. The world awaits the brilliance you carry, the gift only you can give. Let this moment be the beginning. Walk forward, strong and free.